Lord, award our hard work and dedication. Let us be successful in all our endeavors. They ain't even seen what we see. They ain't been through what we've been through. It's a vibe to it. New breed. Lord bless me with tenacity. We elevate defying gravity. Crabs in the bucket getting smashed to pieces. It's a masterpiece of beautiful catastrophe. My etiquette is poetic. You niggas can have the streets. I just want to see my kids reach full potential and still visit every hood and not show credentials. Bringing truth in my lyrics parallel with scriptures. I'm Hebrew, this the wave, don't gotta keep saying it. My enemies digging plots, then they laying it. I'm praying just like David did, my cannon steady raging. This summer gonna be a scorcher, catch a midnight train to Georgia. Protected in my fortress, watching rappers get extorted. They just trying to build an image while their vision is distorted. This the future, with an old school vibe, they ain't used to. Body these acoustics, strangulate the beat so you know a brother ruthless. Final Jubilee, taking trips to Lucia, Hanover, drinking rum and sangria. Watching Babylon burn, these words of kerosene. They ain't seen what we seen. Life is but a dream, walking down the dark tunnel, we can see the high beams. The result of keeping Torah, disconfigure what they told us, outcasted to the forefront. Oh Lord, they can't ignore us. Keep it sharp, don't let your sword rust or fade away like sawdust. The industry is getting crushed, that's what I call starstruck. Yeah, that's what I call starstruck. These rappers don't even compare. I'm like the wise omen with a 45 on them. All these wicked lies on them, yeah, these chickens out of order. And niggas jump stupid like fishes out the water. These emotional men, that they go ranting again. They enchanted by some coochie that they can't even sniff. A bunch of Adam-ass niggas let Eve do the talking. Well, we pull a kamikaze, vultures clean up the carnage. Niggas quote Bible scriptures, but they really agnostic. Y'all some funny guys, haha, Avion Crockett. We just building our nation, trying to survive the inflation. You ain't rocking with that. You're still in the matrix. Yeah, you still in the matrix. The result of keeping Torah, disconfigure what they taught us, outcasted to the forefront. Oh Lord, they can't ignore us. Keep it sharp, don't let your sword rust or fade away like sawdust. The industry is getting crushed, that's what I call starstruck. That's what I call starstruck. Yeah, now that we got you where we want you. Yeah, now that we got you where we want you. That track right there is called Starstruck. You can find that exclusively on New Breed Music and Motivation. The artist is myself. And that particular song right there is prophetic. It's actually talking about how the whole industry is going to collapse. And we get to watch it firsthand, get front row seats to the action. Oh, yeah. As you enter the chat, make sure y'all thumb the video up. We're going to go in on this particular broadcast because right now the whole world is in mourning after the news that Queen Elizabeth II has just passed away at age 96. You got the Christian church mourning. You got everybody mourning. You got media at a standstill right now. Everybody is at a standstill. It's like the whole earth then stood still, right? You got religious folks, different world leaders coming to speak on her behalf. You even got people in our communities mourning. You know, some people even in the street shedding tears to the so-called queen, right? I don't call none of these people kings and queens because I know who the real kings and queens are. What's going on right now just shows how wicked people really are and how confused people really are and how much the media really affects them. Listen, I'm going to tell it like it is in this video. I'm going to offend a lot of you religious folks. I'm going to offend a lot of people in general. You're going to call me insensitive. You're going to say a lot of things and you're going to draw a lot of conclusions before you even hear the whole matter because that's what a lot of you ignorant people do anyway. But if you listen and you listen carefully to the word of God, along with the history that I'm going to bring forth when it comes to the Queen Elizabeth II, then you'll know that this is definitely spiritually inspired by the Creator to bring forth this truth. Yeah, we got to keep it 1,000. We got to keep it 1,000. So for those who've been living underneath a rock, Queen Elizabeth just passed away hours ago. We talking about Queen Elizabeth II, who has reigned for 7 decades now on the throne of the United Kingdoms, the longest reign in British monarch history. She died at age 96. Yep, the Queen is gone. Yeah, she died Thursday afternoon at the Balmoral Castle, her estate in Scottish Highland. Royal family officials announced. And you know, some of y'all like, wow, Bree, why the shouts of joy? Why the cheers? Why? Well, let me tell you what the scriptures tell us. The scriptures tell us that, and we go into Proverbs 11, we're going to chapter 11, verse 10, when it says, when it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. And when the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. So when the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. Yeah, that part. Yeah. Yeah. So the Most High God reigns, and he reigns strong. Now, some people are saying, well, why are you saying that the queen is wicked, New Breed? Why wicked? Why put that title on the Queen Elizabeth? Well, the Bible tells me to judge an individual by their fruits. When it comes to Queen Elizabeth, we're talking about the same one who pretty much shielded her son, Prince Andrew, from the Epstein case. We're talking about the same Queen Elizabeth that spent millions upon millions of dollars on legal fees and lawyers to protect her son from the connection that he had with Epstein. So we're looking at somebody who defends wickedness, and we're talking. And if, for those who don't know about the Epstein case, we're talking about child trafficking on an unprecedented level. Not to mention some of the rumors that surrounded Queen Elizabeth herself. If I'm judging by her fruits, then, I'm looking at a tree full of rotten apples. You hear me? I'm looking at some polluted, sick fruit. Not even to discuss some of the rumors about the 10 missing children from Camp Looms, Canada, and those connections that, and we're going to say all alleged, everything's alleged, and everything's a rumor, but let's just say the person who actually made those claims was arrested. Yeah, snatched up off the streets. I wonder why. The world will only imagine. Yeah, we're talking about those children that were missing in that indigenous community. We're talking about there's a lot of connections. Matter of fact, I'm going to go in today. Matter of fact, let me take you to another very, very eerie situation that took place with Queen Elizabeth. That happened about, I believe it was, I want to say it was back in 2014-ish. If I'm wrong on that, y'all can fact check me, but I'm going to bring up a source right now. And everybody mash the thumbs up on the video. Everybody mash the thumbs up on the video. Let's not play no games. I will slow this down. I will slow the momentum down just to make sure the likes is matching. You already know how we get down over here. Now, let's talk about Queen Elizabeth. Let's go here. Let's talk about a real strange murder mystery that took place on her estate. And I'm not the one calling it a murder mystery. That's what the media was calling it, a murder mystery, right? Where a young lady who was missing got found chopped, screwed, and mutilated on her property during a Christmas party. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't make it up. Yakova Israel, thank you for the $10 contribution. Says you better tell it. You already know. We don't play no games on this side. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
British authorities plan to conduct an autopsy later on Tuesday. Incredibly, a body found on the Queen's estate in Sandringham. The cause of death not yet known. Royal correspondent Max Foster joining me now from London with more on that. How bizarre, Max.
How bizarre. Let's go back. I want y'all to listen carefully.
Autopsy later on Tuesday. Incredibly, a body found on the Queen's estate in Sandringham.
Oh, really?
A body was found on her estate during a Christmas party. Can somebody say high holy hell day to the elite? Can somebody say sacrificial lamb? Let's continue.
The cause of death not yet known. Royal correspondent Max Foster joining me now from London with more on that. How bizarre, Max.
Absolutely, a real murder mystery, isn't it? Apparently,
wait. Now, I want y'all to peep this. Earlier, this is the reason I rewinded. First, the news correspondent says they were still looking at the autopsy, right? Trying to figure out what was the cause of death. Then this gentleman jumps on screen and says a real murder mystery.
Oh, really?
So if the body is still undergoing an autopsy, how do you know this person was murdered? So that just raises so many flags, and that talks to how the media be in on certain things, how they be preview to certain information, as if they knew this person was murdered. And later on, it came out that this person was chopped, screwed, and mutilated like Jack the Ripper got to her. And we're talking about on the Queen's property. How is this possible? How did nobody get charged? How did this get swept under the rug? How can somebody chop, screw, mutilate this woman and place the body in Queen Elizabeth's estate, on her estate? How is that even possible, ladies and gentlemen? How is that possible with all the security that she has? You mean to tell me Jack the Ripper then snatched some girl off the streets, ripped her to shreds, and somehow strategically placed it on Queen Elizabeth's estate? You judge these people by their fruits. If you judging her by her fruits, there's a lot of innocent bloodshed that seems to be surrounding these royal houses. Somebody said it. How, Sway? How? Let's continue.
Some human remains on the estate on New Year's Day, and that's where this investigation.
Pardon me, it was on New Year's Day. I thought it was Christmas. New Year's Day, another high holy day for Satanists and Luciferians.
Started
right around the holidays, from December, from about November to January 1st. They're doing a lot of rituals because that's where all of the holidays are placed, right in between that time period, all the way up to January 1st, where the spell is broken. So they had to do one last hoorah on that day, right? One last hoorah, allegedly, right? Let's continue.
Just to give you a sense of this estate, it is the Queen's country estate where she stays at Christmas. She's staying there currently, but it's 20,000 acres. It's absolutely vast. There are villages within this estate, so it is open to the public in many places. Only around the house is it very private and secure, and this happened.
So they say only around the house is only private and secure. So they saying that somebody just happened to, lay it on her property. Right. Okay.
About a mile away from the main gates to the house. So it is
only a mile away. You mean to tell me a person can get within a mile of the confines of her establishment? Nah, I'm not buying it. See, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand what type of world we living in and stop being naive. Stop being naive. Let me tell you what them scriptures say. Let's go into it. Proverbs 11 says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But when the lowly is wisdom, the integrity of the upright shall guide them. But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Rich profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So I don't care how you look at these people. I don't care if you look at these people as regal, royal people. I don't care if you look at them as being high-minded, sedity, and everything, the epitome of all what's righteous. I don't care how you look at these people just because they got money. In the day of wrath, in the day of judgment, they will not be delivered. They will not be delivered. They will get exactly what's coming to them, and that's fire. And better believe right now, while she's sitting there laid up stiff, while Queen Elizabeth is laid up stiff, better believe her soul then descended into somewhere dark. So everybody who are religious and sad, and everybody who idolize these individuals, you on the wrong platform, because I'm gonna tell it how it is, and I'm gonna expose how they lived.
It's in the Queen's backyard, you could say. This is what the police told us about it earlier this morning.
I think the circumstances indicate that she is probably the victim of murder.
She's the victim of murder. Y'all got to understand, these people have been sacrificing for a long time. Let me go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 15. And it reads, all these things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perished in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. In his wickedness. So sometimes there are situations in which righteous people die early. They die young through their righteousness. And then there are situations where wicked people, they prolong their lives with their wickedness. See, there's something that happens with these elitists. There's something they do. It's a nasty little habit that they have, a real demonic little fetish that they're into. And it's called adrenochrome. Yeah, it's called adrenochrome. And what it is the bloodletting of children. And that would point to why so many missing women and children and things of that nature, especially around holidays. It's the bloodletting of children, and these children produce something called adrenochrome in their blood when they're being murdered. It's actually a fear hormone. And these so-called elitists, they actually, according to the conspiracy theorists, it's all alleged. You know, we got to say that it's all alleged. According to the conspiracy theorists, right? They actually drink this adrenochrome in order to prolong their lives. So when the scriptures say the wicked find a way to prolong themselves, yeah, you know, they use this blood. And you know, your Kim Kardashian, she does blood facials and treatments and things of that nature. She shows you, you know, they show you that it's an anti-aging tool. They show you that it keeps them alive. But when they go without it for a certain amount of time, according to the conspiracy theorists, when they go without it for a certain amount of time, they begin to start really looking like the demon, reptilian, shape-shifting beasts, primitive animals that they are. So, you know, that's why sometimes you see them and their vampire horns come out, and this is all alleged. Their vampire horns come out and they begin to, vampire teeth, pardon me, and their devil horns and their scales and their, you know, all of those things begin to show themselves. Now, let's continue.
The body has been in situ for some time, but again, the experts are here to establish exactly what that time frame is.
So as suggested there, Michael, a female body. We don't know much more. We will find out more this afternoon.
More than likely, she was in there. More than likely, that young lady was invited to the mansion for the holidays. This is my hypothesis. She was in there having it up, drinking tea, eating crumpets with the Queen of England and all her royal subjects. And she's sitting in there just cooling. It's a whole Christmas party up in there. You hear me? They just having it up. She up there for the holidays. And guess what? Around New Year's Day, she was put on a platter. Around New Year's Day, they made their move. Imagine the horror that young lady experienced. Imagine that. Somebody said crumpets and tea with a side of death. Man, what? Somebody said she been dead. That was a walk-in corpse. Hey, if she, for sure now she laid up stiff. Now this the queen now. So it is what it is. It's over. It is what it is. I'm not sitting here mourning the queen. The queen. I don't even look at that person as a queen. And here's the thing. It should have been further investigation. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The so-called murderer wasn't brought to justice. They swept it under the rug. They swept it under the rug. This young lady.
Following the autopsy at the local hospital, named in fact after the Queen Elizabeth Hospital at King's Lynn.
And then she was taken to Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Yo, you can't make this up.
Oh, really?
She was taken to Queen Elizabeth's Hospital after being chopped, screwed, and mutilated. The news correspondent, along with the individual who's releasing the story, they've told on themselves in the covering of this story. They're all in on it. They're all in on it. How convenient. So the body is found on her residence. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing this correctly. The theatrics are amazing. The body was found on her residence. Then the body gets processed at her hospital. And we're thinking there's going to be no impartiality when it comes to finding out if there were any foul play in regards to DNA. A body that was found chopped, screwed, mutilated on her property is now being processed in a criminal investigation at her hospital. Straight up evil, man.
No suggestion of any link to the royal household.
But there's no suggestion of any link. Wow.
It just seems to be a coincidence at the moment, or they just don't know.
Oh, one big coinky dink. I bet. Yeah, just one big coincidence. That's why she laid up stiff right now dealing with her daddy, the devil. And notice I said in the title, she's being reunited with her father, the devil. Notice that's what I put in the title. Because what a lot of people don't understand is everybody ain't human beings. Everybody didn't come through the bloodline or seed of Adam. Yeah. So when I say reunite with her father, the devil, I mean, that's her daddy. She come through the satanic serpent seed. There is a serpent seed on this planet. Yeah. Not everybody in the garden, not everybody who came through the original creation that the Most High God established. Not everybody walking around comes through that. That's what a lot of people got to understand. There's some entities and there's some forces that come from outside forces. The serpent seed, the reptilian bloodline, they're actually not even really what we would perceive as human beings. They have no hue at all. See, even the average so-called Caucasian person has a slight tint of hue. These reptilians, without makeup, they are pale white. They are pale. They come from a different seed line. They come from a different bloodline. The Idumeans. We're talking about the Highlanders. We're talking about the Hillsmen. We're talking about the Khazarians, the Viking. They got the Viking blood. They can't live without like murdering and butchering something. We talking about the real live Dexter Morgans. We talking about the Dexter Morgan. They like the Dexter Morgans out here. They can't live without their dark passenger. They have to feed that dark passenger to stay alive. 100. We talking about those beings. The real serpent seed, the Draconians, the ones from the nether realm, and all of the Draconians and that seed line. They all pansexuals too. They all pansexuals. They all deal with they all deal with that Peter Pan stuff. Let's just put it that way. They all deal with the Peter Pan stuff. And you know what, Peter Pan always was around kids. We're talking about them, the draconians.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a vast area, and it is open to the public.
Satan made these people from his test tubes. Satan got a whole lab in hell, and he made them from test tubes. Straight up.
So they are actually going through all the unsolved crimes, not just locally, but nationally, to try to find cases which may relate to this. But they need the results of the autopsy.
Oh, you ain't going to find nothing. Y'all going to, and listen, he said more cases that relate to this. See, you got to read in between the lines. They're saying there's a lot of missing women over there. There's a lot of missing women and children. And we trying to figure out how we can go ahead and connect the dots. Y'all know what it is. Y'all in on it. See, the queen has a lot of power. She got a little messy with that one, allegedly. And see, right now, it's so much going on in the world right now, all at once, simultaneously. We're not even really looking, we're not even really paying attention to what's really happening. Like, there's so much going on that the news is pushing out. It's almost alarming, the things that we're missing on a global scale. For instance, ladies and gentlemen, for instance, right now, a lot of y'all don't even understand that Europe is going poor. Europe is actually broke right now. Germany, pretty much what's happening right now is the Most High is giving the Western world body blows. I mean, the Lord is giving the Western world body blows. I mean, he's hitting them all in the body. He's getting the Western world. Matter of fact, in Europe, which used to be one of the most technologically advanced societies and cultures, man, they out there fighting for firewood now. Y'all don't even understand. That joint is becoming third world. Germany, the same thing. Germany, there's no firewood. Like, we're talking about central electricity is becoming to be there's an energy crisis, and central electricity is becoming a thing of the past. Where we going back to old days in countries that's supposed to be like, countries that are supposed to be the epitome of luxury. These places are actually dwindling. They're dwindling, and we don't even get it. The Most High God is not playing. He's judging this planet, bro. Real talk.
From Buckingham Palace. So far, Michael, they're saying it's a police case, although they do say that the Queen is there. And you'd assume that she would have at least been informed about this.
She said, oh, man, y'all hear this? They said the Queen is there. You would assume that she would have been informed about it. Man, listen, are you telling me that the Queen of England wasn't even informed about the body that they found on her property, which means there was no police investigation? That's what that means. That means she was never in question. That means nobody tapped on the Queen's door and was like, hey, yeah, Queen, we have a bit of a conundrum here. We have an issue here. How do I say this? Yeah, we found a woman's body that was missing for quite some time, right around Christmas time, actually. Yeah, she was missing right around the holidays. Yeah, we found her chopped and screwed on your property about a mile away. Yeah, we know that you couldn't have possibly orchestrated anything like that. I mean, even though it's found on your property. But yeah, we have to bring you down for questioning. That never happened. That never even happened. That she ain't get taken to the station.
I'd expect to be told if a body had been discovered in your garden.
Right. She wasn't even told that body was found. You know why? Because everybody around her know what's going on. Everybody know what's going on. They calling this a murder mystery. So for them, it's all theatrics. It's all fun and games. It's all a charade for them. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post this woman's face. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me see if I can find the alleged missing woman's face real quick. I already have it, but let me pull it up for y'all. And everybody thumb the video up. That's what I'm gonna do. Since y'all want to mourn right now, we got the whole world in mourning. Won't we mourn? Why don't we mourn? Why don't we mourn this young lady right here? How about we mourn her? Because this is believed to be one of the photos of the woman, the missing woman. Right? Let's mourn her. Right? How about this lady here? So when we talking about the Queen Elizabeth, who sat up there and spent millions of dollars, she spent millions of dollars in funding for Prince Andrew's defense against sex abuse claims. Millions. It says, let me read up on this in Independent. It says the Queen will spend millions of pounds privately funding the Duke of York's defense case against allegations of sexual abuse. It has been reported she agreed to pay for her son's legal defense shortly after his car crash Newsnight interview, in which he addressed his friendship with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. So yeah, that's her fruits. If you let me explain something. If you innocent of something, why do you need millions of dollars in defense? If you innocent, you innocent. You can't be found guilty if you're innocent, but that's how this world works. This how this world works. Let's go into the scriptures for all you religious folks out there. Let's go. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Which profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his ways, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. The righteous of the upright shall deliver them, but transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. They shall be taken in their own naughtiness. When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perish. See, when the wicked die, their expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men shall perish, meaning everybody who's wicked, their hope begins to diminish when their idols die. When their idols die, their hope begins to diminish. When their satanic beings fall off the face of the planet, they mourn. That's why they mourn. That's why in the book, the Wisdom of Solomon says, let us put up tokens of our appreciation everywhere. Let us put up statues everywhere. Because they don't believe in no afterlife. They don't believe that they're going to live on, that their soul continues. They believe that they got to idolize what's on this earth. That's why the whole world's standing still right now. Because of the so-called Queen Elizabeth. Y'all got to understand something. When the wicked die, you got to imagine how many lives are being saved. Imagine when these wicked pedos and all of these sex trafficking rings and these wicked, demonic, evil, satanic beings die. Imagine all the lives that were saved. That's why we rejoice. All the missing people, all the corruption on a high level. Real talk. Truth Rises, thanks for the $10 contribution. Says 3 videos today, already back to back. Breed putting in your foot on their necks. All praises, absolutely. And we going live again too later. We going live again tonight off the late night because we got to talk about this Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears thing a little bit more. We got to dig in their chest because we ain't playing no games. Some of these streams going to stay on here. Some of them going to go on Patreon. So I advise you to follow me on Patreon. For real. Let's go back into these scriptures. This Bible ain't lying. It says the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. It says the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked coming in his stead. That means the righteous is being delivered out of trouble. And now the wicked is getting caught up in the snare that they set for us. Verse 9, a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth and the wicked perish. When the wicked perish, there is shouts of
joy. We had to read that again. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man understand holding his peace. Let's get it. See, now our people are being exalted. When the wicked are judged, our people are being exalted. The whole Western world is going to keep taking body blows. And listen, until you exalt the children of the Most High, the children of Israel that suffer persecution, the children of the light who've been placed on cargo slave ships, until you start to actually exalt those who deserve some recompense, your kings, your queens, your nations will continue to fall into total toxicity. It will be pummeled. The Most High God will trample your nations. He will continue to destroy these kingdoms. Y'all will fall into poverty. You will fall into famine. You will fall into sickness. He's going to keep taking water away from y'all. Y'all going to lose water. You're going to lose shelter. And all while this is happening, your children are going to be dying young. They're going to be getting sick. All the plagues that you created in these labs to destroy God's children, your children are going to be smitten with them. Y'all, all y'all who operating inordinately with all type of sexual proclivities, the scab of Egypt is going to strike you. You are going to be punished. The Most High God is going to riddle you with diseases. He's going to destroy your nations. All your nations are going to turn into third world countries. Listen, the inflation is going to continue. The gas prices is going to continue all the way until you start to uplift God's chosen people, the nation of Israel that the Bible speaks of, because we are not Negroes and we're not black. We're not African American. We are the children of the light. The whole entire Bible is written of us. And until you put us in our rightful position, in our place, your nation will be destroyed. Your kings and queens will be annihilated. They will be laid up stiff. A lot of them are going to commit suicide. A lot of them are going to swan dive off of buildings. Your nation's leaders are going to start jumping off of buildings because you won't tell the world the truth. That's just the facts. Hey, listen, the Most High is not playing with y'all. Hallelujah. They can't stop us. Dizan, thank you for the $10 contribution, bro. He says the Most High is going to force these nations to give up reparations. Oh, yeah. And if they don't give it up, we're going to take them. We already taken what's ours. We already taken what's ours. See, this is how the upright's supposed to be talking. We ain't getting to those religious games. We got churches right now. The Christian churches, they're mourning. They're standing in solitude right now. We ain't doing that. We're going to speak the truth, the whole gospel. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Let's talk like David talked for a second. It says, I will give praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will show forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, to the Most High. When my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. That's right. That's right. We know who our enemies are. It says, when my enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish in thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. It says, thou sattest in the throne judging right. We don't question the Most High's judgment because we know the Lord is sitting in his throne and he's judging the correct way. We don't second guess it. He's fighting for our cause. There's nothing that happened on this planet that ain't for the greater good of those who were chosen. Verse 5, thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and forever. That's right. That's right. He says that's how thou hast rebuked the heathen and destroyed the wicked. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end. And thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorials is perished with them. They destroy cities, man. All their memorials, all their signs, all their idols, all their kings and queens, the Lord is going to destroy all of those things. All of those things. The people who are self-ordained princes and kings. No, the real kings, the real biblical leaders, the real truthers, God's chosen people. They're going to reestablish their kingship. And they don't want us talking like this. They don't want us talking like this, but I don't give a damn. No cut cards. What else did King David say? What else King David had to say? But it says, "O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorials is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness." That's right. Your Queen Elizabeth was judged. It's her time. Now she get to meet with the devil. Now she get to meet with the father of lies. Because she thought she was royal. She thought she was over the children of Israel. She thought she was over the children of God. They thought they were the kings and queens of this earth, but now she gets to meet her maker and the Most High judge righteously. Listen, he let the wicked prolong their lives, because guess what? The ones who prolong their lives doing wickedness, their end is just worse. Their end is worse. We're talking about these individuals are beaten day in and day out. These people, they have no rest. There's no rest for the wicked. There's no rest for the wicked. They ain't resting in peace. They not in the bosom of Abraham. Believe that. Anybody who think they kings and queens and not God's people are kings and queens, you're not going to rest. Because that crown should have been given up to the children of Israel. Until y'all give up y'all's crowns, give up y'all places of authority, y'all going to continue to be destroyed and annihilated. What else them scriptures say? Let's get into it. Look how David was talking about these heathens. Look how he was talking about them. He ain't have no sympathy for the heathens. None. And it says, "And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee." Hold on, let's go back. Verse 9 says, "The Lord also will bring a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble." Do you hear what the Lord is saying right now? It says the Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. While they being destroyed and he's judging righteously, the Lord is setting a place for the righteous in times of trouble, because we are in times of trouble right now. Verse 10, "And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee." The Lord ain't forsaken us. Sing praises to the Lord which dwell in Zion. It says, "Declare among the people his doings." That's what I'm doing right now. I'm declaring the Lord's doings right now before the people. Verse 12, it says, "When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble." He don't forget about the cries of the victims. He don't forget about the cries of the humble who being oppressed. Here is, we living in poverty. We struggling to get by. We struggling for ends meet. And the wicked sitting up in $1 million castles. They sitting up in mansions. They sitting up here living lavishly, waxing fat, while we out here starving, destroying each other. The Lord don't forget about our cries, and he knows what he's doing. He's rectifying the world. And we becoming a thorn in their sides for speaking the gospel as it is written. And now all of a sudden the Roman Catholic Church, they coming forth. They saying different things. And then you're going to see the religious institutions bowing before the queen in idolatry. I give praises to the Most High when he eradicate evildoers. When Bob Saget got annihilated, I celebrated. That's right. I had me a nice drinky drink. I had me a nice drinky drink when Bob Saget died. I sure did. I sure did. The way he was pressing up on them kids. Yeah. See, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not just going to bring fire in these streams to our people. Yeah, they're wicked as hell. And what I'm talking about right now is the Ari Spears and the Tiffany Haddish thing. But better believe we got to talk about the whole scenario. We got to talk about the whole scenario. Let's not act like Nickelodeon, Dan Snyder ain't been put on blast either. Let's not forget about our Epsteins. Let's not forget about the allegations that was brought to your Bob Saget's. Listen, I cry loud and spare not. I give open rebukes. Evil is evil. Right now in this world, you're dealing with good versus evil. It's good versus evil. So I don't have no cut cards. I talk about them and us. And that's what they don't like. Let's see what else these scriptures got to say. Because David talking. It says, when he maketh inquisition for blood, that means when it's time for him to take the blood, when the blood is required from the Most High, he remembereth them, he forgetteth not the cry of the humble. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Let's go down to verse 16. It says, no, let's go down to verse 15. It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. The wicked shall be turned into hell. And all the nations that forgot God, they all gonna be turned into hell. They wasn't praising the Most High. The queen didn't stand up and say, listen, the nation of Israel need to be in their righteous place. We need a reconciliation of the nations. The nation of Israel, the people we put on cargo slave ships, those who are suffering in the world. Even in her old age, she ain't stand up and say that. So now look, you meet with the devil. You meet your judgment. You meet your demise. It says, the Lord says you'll be turned to hell. Never did they try to correct anything. They were just operating in secrecy. Verse 18, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectations of the poor shall not perish forever. Yeah, the needy ain't being forgot. Arise, O Lord. Let no man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Selah. Because you just men. All you individuals who operate behind closed doors, plotting, planning, and strategizing on those who are righteous, sending your gang stalking agents, sending your witches, sending these damn meat suits. Just know you're just men and you're going to die one day. And when you die, the Most High is going to send you directly to hell. Your judgment is coming. All you individuals that's operating behind the scenes on these platforms, pulling streams, shadow banning, trying to hide truth. All you individuals who are not giving us our just due. All you individuals who are stealing from us. All you individuals who are placing curses on the children of the Most High. All you individuals who are practicing witchcraft on the men of the Most High who are standing up speaking. You will die one day. And the Most High is going to hold you accountable for all your tarot cards, all your witchcraft. All your evil dealings, all your unrighteousness, all of the times you plotting and planning and strategizing on hiding truth, you're going to be judged. All your shady practices, all your shady business workings, all your favoritism, all your wickedness, all of it will be brung into judgment one day. You will have to deal with it. All you individuals who say, I'm just going to work for the corporation, no matter what that entails, no matter who I hurt in the process, I'm going to work for the corporations. I'm not going to question what my job is doing to the people. I'm not going to question. I'm going to work for this plant, even though this plant is letting toxic air in the airs. I'm going to work for this plant because I need a 9 to 5. No. It's going to come a time everybody's going to have to choose. Everything you do, you're going to have to be held accountable for it. If you're working for a company that you know damn well they making food that's toxic, but you just trying to get a paycheck, you don't care what's being delivered. No, we got to have principles in this day and age. We got to have integrity. Everything we do have to be integral. Because in the day of judgment, the Lord gonna say, what side was you on? Who was you working for? Who was you working? Well, I needed a paycheck. You should have got another job. You know that job was causing pollution. You know that job was selling food that wasn't right and it was killing people. You know that job wasn't right. You know that job was oppressing the poor. You know that job was doing shady business practices to stomp down on mom and pop stores. You know that job was stealing from other companies. So guess what? You fall with it. You fall with it. So everybody out here mourning for the queen, you're gonna fall with it in your emotional behind. You're gonna fall right with her. You get a real good depiction of the climate of society based on what people mourn. A lot of people don't even do their research on these people. Let's not even talk about the allegations with the 10 children, because I ain't trying to get snatched up to talk about it. You got to do your own research. And plus, it was a rumor. According to them, it was a rumor. But we're taking news from the same individuals that found a body that got mutilated on her property who didn't even question her. So we better believe anything that happens with the wicked is getting swept under the rug. They're going to hide it. That's for sure. Katisha, thank you for the $20 contribution. There was also a $10 contribution that I missed. Thank you for that as well. She says, much love and blessings to you, New Breed. Teach. Thank you, sister. Thank you for supporting what's true. And wow, John Bessett, thank you for the $50 contribution as well. Says respect. Respect to you too, family. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Thank you for the support. See, no longer can the evil be covered up. No longer can they continue to operate in secrecy. Now, we got to call these things out as we see them. Somebody said the guy who investigated was killed off. See, I knew he was arrested, but I wasn't sure if he was killed off. I know when it first transpired, he was arrested. I remember that. But that's crazy. That is crazy. And I know some people going to say, New Breed, this is insensitive. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't give a damn what you say. My God is cleaning house. Yes, that's what we were dealing with Queen Elizabeth was a descendant of the Rothschilds. We're talking about a reptilian bloodline. Yeah, we're talking about one of those people. One of the Scythians. We're talking about the damn meat suits. The reptiles, the reptilian bloodline, the shape-shifting. Better believe, more than likely, allegedly, Queen Elizabeth had about a 3-foot tail that they had to hide. Yeah, believe that. A tail that went right up in her spine. That's what they say. That's word on the streets, that she had a whole tail out here. And I believe it. Because I know these individuals, they ain't all human. They ain't all human. I can look at a person's eyes and I see, I know when I'm dealing with a Scythian. I know when I'm dealing with a Highlander. I know when I'm dealing with something that was made in Satan's laboratory. I know when it's a test tube baby. I know a test tube baby when I see one. That's 100. You can't tell me Queen Elizabeth wasn't no damn test tube baby. You can't tell me that ain't some genetic splicing going on with these so-called humans. They not humans. You can't, when we talk about the sacrifices back in the day, we're talking about strange fires. There were different things that were cultivated. You can look at the eyes, you can look at the jagged teeth and tell this person is a vampire. This person really derived from the all real monsters out here. Seriously. King Charles II, a whole lab baby. A whole lab baby, straight up. In February 2010, a man named William Arnold Combs made a statement about an incident he recalled with a student at Kamloops Combs. Identified himself as a spirit dancer and a member of an interior Salish, an indigenous community spanning the U.S. Pacific Northwest and Southwest Canada. Combs' statement is extremely traumatic. He states that while a child resident at Camp Loops, he witnessed a Catholic priest who worked at the school kill 2 children, one thrown off a balcony and the other he saw being buried with the help of a second priest. He also stated he was tortured by the clergy running the school, having his bones broken for trying to flee. Now, in September 1964, he breaks down his whole entire story. At the time, Cohn's story was promoted by Kevin D. Annett, a controversial figure, a former Christian pastor who was removed from his ministry in 1997 for spreading unfamed claims, conspiracy theories that included ensuing convictions and warrants, even though he had no legal authority to do so. When it says, we found no evidence Elizabeth II even visited the school, let alone the manner stated by Combs. The Queen visited the city of Kamloops twice in 1959, and once the school 1977 closure in 1983, but we found no evidence. Of course, they found no evidence. They found no evidence. Just like she wasn't questioned for her murder, for that murder that took place around her property, or the body that was found around her property. They found no evidence that she was there and had anything to do with the 10 missing children. So I had to put that out there. I had to tell y'all, they said they found no evidence, but I guess we taking their word for 100% truth, right? I guess that's what we doing. I guess that's what sheeple do. People who don't have common sense or reasoning or logic skills. I guess we just gonna say it is what it is. You know. Somebody said they hunt kids like deers in the forest. What? This world is wicked as hell. Y'all don't understand the type of things they got going on. It really stems deep. Somebody said the punishment has already started in the grave. Yikes. Absolutely. It is. Somebody said Elizabeth does look like a dinosaur. You wild for that. Yeah, it's the spirit of Moloch. It's exactly what it is. It's Moloch worship. There's nothing new under the sun, man. Do your research on the cremation of care. Do your research. There's a blanketed society where some wild things take place. Do your research on the cremation of care that takes place in San Francisco annually, where they do mock rituals and sacrifices, and all your world leaders, your Obamas, your damn, all of them, Obamas, your Bushes, your Clintons, all kind of pastors, all kind of actors and actresses, some of your musicians too, your rappers, all of that. They attend these ceremonies. Do your research on a cremation of care. Use Google, use Wikipedia. I can't make this up. Where they'll take a huge owl, which signifies Moloch, and they'll do mock rituals. When we talking about your world leaders running around in the forest butt-ass naked. They just running around butt-ass naked doing God knows what. That happens every year. Yeah. It's the world you living in. Limited tags. Thanks for the $10 contribution. Says keep speaking that truth. Absolutely, man. I won't stop, bro. Yeah, they do it at the Bohemian Grove as well. Actually, the Bohemian Grove is what it's called in San Francisco. Yeah, Alex Jones exposed this years ago, man. Alex Jones brought this out years ago, man. This world, it is what it is. Yeah, even your Drakes allegedly show up. That's what that OVO owl is all about. Yeah. Moloch worship, sacrifice, secret bloodlettings. Man, these things, man, let me tell you something. If you in disbelief, you just don't know what's going on in the world. You really a sheep. You really lost. You're not paying no attention. Everybody thumb the video up. And no profanity, no profanity. Yep, somebody said it's in north of San Francisco in the Bay Area. Right. And they said Alex Jones crazy, had him apologizing for certain things. It just is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. we're not gonna sit here and play the games. I'm not mourning. I'm not mourning with the church. I'm not mourning with you people. If you don't like this video, oh well. Do what you got to do. Leave the platform. You don't have to come and listen to it. I'm just going to cry loud and spare not and keep speaking truth. More content is coming. I want everybody to turn a post notification bell on so they can get these videos as they being uploaded. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot more going on. I'm actually going to be on I Am Fit podcast Tuesday. So I'm going to take an interview with Elder Gabar as well. He'll be interviewing me on his platform as well. And we're going to do that on Tuesday next week. This up and coming week, Tuesday. And I think we're going to do it at 8:00 Standard Eastern Time. So y'all feel free to come check that out. If you're not subscribed to I Am Fit Podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, man, follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/newbreed. If you want to continue to support my work, support me at newbreed.love. Get yourself a love note. All our love notes have went digital, so you are guaranteed to get it in a very timely fashion. And you can also use the love notes towards Hebrew Care, another featured merchant on our website. You can get all of your soaps, deodorants, all of your air fresheners, things of that nature, cleanly products. And it's all natural. It's all natural. So get your natural cleaning supplies and products. Use your love notes for that and the t-shirt line, the caps, all of those things. Support the work. It goes back into our community, into nonprofit organizations and so forth. So support me at newbreed.love. Get yourself a shirt, a cap, or some natural products. And get you a love note to get future discounts on these products. But man, thank y'all so much for coming through, taking the time to hear out my sentiments on this. We got more content coming, y'all. Y'all be safe out here. Keep on praising the Most High. Our day is coming. With that being said, shalom and peace.